Welcome to On the Edge with JP Devine from Central Maine Sunday. On the Edge with JP Devine audio is made possible by our subscribers like you. Thank you for listening and supporting local journalism in Central Maine. Now here's JP Devine.
No tooth fairy for you. I remember my first dentist visit. Well, parts of it, with memories of blood and pain. And trying to piece it all together for this column, it's like trying to put together a torn and yellowed old photograph. The details are scattered around in my mind. It was 1940, I think, and Patty Carr had accidentally smashed me in the face with a bamboo fishing pole and had cut my lip and broke a tooth in the lower right side of my mouth. This preface is key to the finale here. I do remember however, on that day, a bloody piece of my tooth just floated around in the back of my mouth like a piece of candy and finally dropped out into my hand, blood and all. And when Patty saw it, he started crying and ran for home. My mother was still getting over my father's death and was laying on the couch with a wet cloth on her migraine. So my Aunt Winnie took me to Chippewa Street to her dentist. Our family doctor, Dr. Bader, with no dental skills, was only 6 blocks away on Virginia Avenue, made no house calls. Remember house calls? You probably don't remember Franklin Roosevelt either. Well, it's not important to the story. Everything that day is a blur. Who really wants to remember the death of a tooth? It went quickly. My tooth was taken by a really tall old man who smelled of Vicks salve, and I was out. I do remember that after it was over, Aunt Winnie took me to a bookstore and bought me 3 of a collection of Frank L. Baum's Wizard of Oz. And afterwards, we went to see a movie. That's my memory of seeing The Wizard of Oz. With a numb mouth, no popcorn. So to the point. Dentistry today is a higher tech than space travel. After super wide scope x-rays, my diagnosis was spoken. It meant that the entire bridge had to be taken out as well. Last Tuesday, I was sent to the oral surgeon in Augusta to have it removed. The oral surgeon's office had a full waiting room. There was no glamour there. 15 young women armed the desk. No humor. Sign here. Go sit down. Everything was clean and brown. Brown chairs, brown walls with motel paintings on the wall. It made my dentist's new office look like Mar-a-Lago. Things moved fast at an oral surgeon's dungeon. I was put on the requisite leather couch, and it began. In came the oral surgeon. His title is scary, but he reeked of professionalism. He was a tall man with a reassuring smile, but not given to stand-up comedy. I made a few of my usual jokes to lower my level of fears. Do I get the tooth for the tooth fairy? That bounced off his blue garment and laid there on the floor. He quickly jammed the needle in my jaw several times, patted my arm, smiled, and said he'd be back in a few minutes. His manner was calm and fast. I could see there that the tooth fairy would not be here today. In what seemed like 5 minutes, he was back. "How's that feel in there?" he said with a smile. I replied, "Well," boom. He cut me off, and he jabbed it again. And my shoestrings went numb. With dexterity and swiftness, he removed the offending tooth in 2 pieces. I had a joke about taking them home in a baggie, but my lips wouldn't form words. I was given a set of instructions and sent on my way. No Frank L. Baum books, no popcorn. My surgeon smiled and went on to his next job. After that, she and I went to Panera. She had a chicken salad sandwich, and I watched. Did you tell the tooth fairy joke? She asked. Oh.
Thanks for listening to On the Edge with JP Devine. On the Edge with JP Devine audio is made possible by our subscribers like you. Thank you for supporting local journalism in Central Maine.